Hello, everyone. My name is Abid Rashid. I'm a third year CS major, and I'm here to tell you about Bruin Bites. But first, here is the rest of the team.
Hi, my name is Ahmad, and I am a third year Link CS major.
My name is Daniel. I'm a third year computer science engineering student.
I'm Hasib, and I'm also a third year CS major.
My name is Noor, and I'm a third year Lingham CS major.
So, what is Broom Bites? Well, Broom Bites is a web application that we designed to enhance the dining experience at UCLA. And the ultimate goal is to help students keep track of their ingredient preferences and allergens through our application by filtering, tracking, and rating dishes.
So, what is the purpose of Bruin Bites? So, the purpose is mainly to address some of the dietary challenges that students face on the Hill. For example, many students with strict dietary restrictions often struggle with navigating the dining halls and finding meals that meet their needs. And I know from a personal experience as well as a Muslim, sometimes I find it difficult to find halal food as a lot of the times I notice that things aren't really classified correctly as halal or not halal in the dining hall. So basically, we're using this app to tailor for specific dietary needs, which it constitutes inclusive filtering, where we have a dedicated platform for students with specific dietary requirements, including halal, gluten-free, vegan, or allergen-free meals. And we also have custom preferences where users can basically set, save, and update their dietary restrictions and allergens, enabling faster and more accurate meal searches.
Okay, so now for our features. Um, so we have discovering real-time UCLA dining menus. You're able to access up-to-date menus for all the UCLA dining halls, including Epicuria, Deneuve, and B-Plate. You can personalize your dining experience and filter by your dietary needs so you can easily find meals that match your preferences, such as vegan or halal or vegetarian. You can also customize your search to exclude specific allergens or ingredients, ensuring every meal aligns with your health requirements. You can also engage with the menu and share your thoughts by rating dishes on a 5-star scale so you can help others make informed choices, and also bookmark your favorite dishes and enable notifications to see when they're available again at your preferred dining hall. There's also advanced search features that allow you to use the search function to exclude specific dishes or ingredients.
So, what technologies is Bruin Bytes using? Well, we're using Next.js for server-side rendering and built-in API routes. We're also using Supabase for its Postgres SQL database, which stores structured data for menu items, dining halls, user preferences, and our ratings. And for real-time updates, we're also using Supabase's real-time capabilities to push updates to our client when our menu changes and notify users when a new menu item is added or an existing item was updated.
So to continue the technologies, we're utilizing a web scraper, which basically regularly scrapes the UCLA dining website in order to get the latest menu data. And then we clean and process that data, and we use that to update our Supabase database with the latest menu item. And we also get some help from a GPT API in order to help with breaking down complex ingredient lists into standardized components.
So, in order to store all this data, we had to come up with a really efficient database design. That's the bread and butter of how our operation works. So, the idea is that it had to kind of enable really efficient filtering and allow for persistence for users' preferences, along with being able to work across different meal periods. So how we designed that was using this kind of a pretty complicated database schema. I won't go too far into it, but essentially how it works is when a dish comes into the dining hall, it's split up into different ingredients, and those ingredients go into their own tables. And those are linked using other tables to link a dish and an ingredient ID. And then there's a meal period database, which a meal period table, which then links the dish with the meal period. And then on more of the user side, there's a table for each when each user has their list of filters, allergens, ingredients, favorite dishes, and so on. And then that's also saved using an ID. And so that interacts with the dishes table with a user favorites table, which can, based on the IDs, link them there as well.
Now we'll walk through how our system works from data collection to user interaction. The process starts with a web scraper that fetches menu data directly from the dining website at UCLA, and this allows us to gather real-time menu updates efficiently. And once the data has been collected, we use the GPT API for ingredient parsing, which will later help us identify and classify ingredients accurately and easily using the algorithms we have, and it is very crucial for dietary filtering properly, which was our goal. After that, we process the process data is structured in Supabase, for scalability and real-time database solutions. This also ensures that our system can manage a large amount of menu data while keeping it easily accessible for the users. And then moving on to how the users interact with the application, it's a Next.js application where as we talked about in the features, the users can view menus in a clean interface, filter items by dietary preferences, and save favorite meals. And because we utilize real-time updates from Supabase, users always see the most up-to-date menu information without needing to refresh the app manually. And for our backend logic, to handle user requests, our system uses Next.js API routes, which allows efficient communication between front end and backend. And these routes process requests like fetching menu data and handling user interactions. We also implemented a dietary classification system, ensuring accurate ingredient labeling for better filtering options. And finally, Supabase manages authentication and all database operations, ensuring a secure access and a smooth user experience. And now our future plans and improvements. We would like to include a lot more features in the application than we currently have. So we would like crowd level and integration for estimating wait times at the dining halls. We would like to add more enhanced filtering options with more precise ingredient recognition. And we would also like to add a caching system for a faster data retrieval, so to reduce the parsing work that has to be done using the GPT API.
We also have the scalability and deployment improvements for broader UCLA adoption, so we can expand in the future.
So now we'll move so we can actually see the app in action. All right, so when you first land on Bruin Bytes page, it looks something like this, where you can kind of see, go through the different dining halls and kind of see your options for the day. You won't see anything for Epic today because it's Friday night. Epic is closed. So as a non-signed in user, I'm able to kind of just pick my dietary preferences and then just see what I can or can't eat that day. Whatever my allergens are, it'll exclude things that may contain, for example, if I really can't eat say wheat, right? Bruin cheeseburger contains wheat. So if I click on that, it will no longer be there, right? And say I only eat vegan dishes in general, then it will show all things with the blue vegan filter, right? But some of the more additional features show up when I can actually sign in, right? So I can just click on the little sign in with Google button. If I sign in with a non-UCLA account, right, say my personal email, it'll just say it's exclusively for UCLA students and won't let me access the more the sign in features, right? Or I sign in with my UCLA account, and we kind of restrict the how much this is available. We can kind of see that it's saved some of my stuff that I've saved from before, right? So I prefer the app in dark mode, so it saved that for me. I don't eat pork or acetic acid, I guess. And I'm gonna say that I also I only eat, say, vegan, right? So now I can click on save preferences and it saves that for me. Perfect. And then if I was to sign out and then remove these things, right? And I was to sign in again, it would come back as if I hadn't left it, right? So now as a sign-in user, I can also rate dishes. So I've already rated the cantaloupe, and someone else rated the pineapple 1 star. I'll update that to 5 star because I love the pineapple. And we can refresh the page and see how it's updated there. And because I've favorited some certain dishes, they will show up on the top for me, right? So I was to favorite these three. If I refresh the page, come back to Denev. Sorry, these three issue shows up on top because I had favorited these. Another feature is actually excluding certain ingredients that say I can say I was allergic to cantaloupe, but it wasn't one of the options, right? I can just type cantaloupe, right? If now on cantaloupe won't ever show up here because I can't eat it, right? It's also like I could filter any ingredient in anything, and then it wouldn't ever show items with that ingredient. And I can save that, and then if I was to log out and log back in, it would show those items again. So and I can clear all filters with this helpful little button and just go back to basic to see everything. So because I have these things favorited, the next day that I come back, there'd be a little pop-up banner that shows up. The cantaloupe has come back to the dining hall. Obviously I can't show that because it's tomorrow, but that's basic overview of the app. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.